I have no grudge against you. Not at me. At the wall? Hey miss, you're so drunk. And you still dare to drive? If it weren't for me, you'd be seeing your great-grandma, you know? Hey, let me tell you, this is useless. You almost hit me just now, you know?
Trying to run? Go grab that woman and bring her back. Send her to young Master Joe's bed. If you upset young Master Joe, all of you will get the boot.
She wasn't drunk, but actually drugged.
Take it all. Please, take me away.
Okay. Then, hold on tight.
Oh my.
Tonight, no matter what, that woman must be caught and brought back.
I, the Lord of the Dragon Hall, even with the world's top agents, following me, I can still shake them off, let alone these few, small fries. Hey, beautiful lady. What are you doing? I'm a decent guy. I earn money through hard work. My family has strict rules. I won't. Extra pay. I'm not bragging, guys. I've been a designated driver for years and encountered the happiest thing. Do you know what it is? One night 6 years ago, I met a beautiful female CEO.
A female CEO?
She was drugged. I was her driver. While I was driving, she was flirting with me and even offered to sleep with me.
That I found hard to believe.
But in my heart, I refused, of course, even though she's a gorgeous CEO. But after all,
You're daydreaming in broad daylight. Read too many novels, huh?
We can tell. You are bragging.
I am not bragging. It's true.
True story. So next, are you gonna say that after that night, the CEO got pregnant with your child? Then the CEO with the child looked everywhere for you, finally found you, gave you a few million to marry her, and made you the child's father?
Hey, you know what? I actually read a novel yesterday. Just like that.
Oh, I've read it too.
Fine, fine. Don't believe me, huh?
Whoa, a Maybach. A luxury car.
A Maybach indeed.
Daddy, Tang Tang finally found you.
Daddy. Call him Daddy.
Daddy. Little girl. You must have mistaken me. I'm not your daddy.
She didn't mistake you. You are her father.
You are the CEO of Tang Group, Tang Kingman.
The female CEO of a multi-billion group, Tang Kingman. She has a noble aura. Fair skin and beautiful face. She's stunningly beautiful.
That night 6 years ago. Don't you remember? She is your daughter. She's 5 years old. Take me away.
It's you. Hey, that's not right. One time and you got pregnant?
Paternity test report. See for yourself.
She's really my daughter?
Oh.
So this time you came, you're not trying to tell me that you want to marry me, and then I'll be her father?
You're half right. I came to see you this time for two main things. The first thing is, you come with me to get the marriage certificate now. We'll get married, and you'll be Tang Tang's father. The second thing is, you and I will have another child.
Darn! He wasn't lying after all. The female CEO actually wants to have another child with him.
Yay, Mommy and Daddy got married. I finally have a daddy. Tang Tang is no longer a child without a daddy.
I really didn't expect that I would get married just like that.
What? Marrying me, you feel wronged?
Daddy, my mom is very suitable to be a wife. She is a model, you know.
Tang Tang, don't talk nonsense.
Daddy, it is for real. My mom also does yoga.
Tang Tang, stop talking nonsense.
Daddy, protect me.
All right, Tang Tang, let's go.
Daddy, Mom is taking Tang Tang to the amusement park. Will you come with us?
Me?
Yes, Lin Yang. Before every time Tang Tang went to the amusement park, she saw other kids, all with their dads, and she was pretty envious. Why don't you come with us?
Okay, my sweet Tang Tang. Where do you want to go? Dad will take you wherever. Okay, let's go. Dad will take you to the amusement park.
Daddy, wait a moment. Will you play horse with me? Will you go rock climbing with me? And play shooting with me? Okay?
No problem. My sweet little Tang Tang. Whatever you want to play, I will play it with you.
Lin Yang. Remember later, when playing with Tang Tang, save some energy. Tonight we still need to have a baby.
Miss Tang, why are you so eager to have a child with me? Seen me charming and elegant, handsome and refined, with a model-like figure, so you're eager to?
Stop flattering yourself.
Actually, I think if you want that so badly, it doesn't have to have a child. Why don't we use a condom? Wouldn't that be safer?
Look at this.
What is this?
About a month ago, Tang Tang was diagnosed with leukemia. Neither your blood type nor mine matched. The doctor said, only biological siblings can.
All right. I see.
The doctor said there's only 2 years left. If within 2 years, a suitable match is not found, Tang Tang will...
Don't worry. Let me make a call.
You don't need to ask. I've taken her abroad and asked. Doctors abroad say the same.
Mom, Dad, come quickly.
Coming!
Xu Ying, help me find the world's best doctors. See who can treat this disease. Remember, completely cure this illness. I can pay any price.
Mom, that doll is so pretty.
Kid, we have a balloon shooting game. If you hit all the balloons up there, all of them, that doll is yours.
Then I'll go.
What's wrong, Tang Tang? You want that, don't you?
Dad, these balloons can't all be hit. Mom and I tried before. Our aim is no good. Mom spent a lot of money.
Leave it to me. Dad is a sharpshooter. I guarantee I'll get it for you.
Really, Dad? Are you really a sharpshooter?
Of course. Dad is not only a sharpshooter, Dad can also shoot one gun in each hand and hit the target every time.
You really think you're a sharpshooter? Every shot hits?
If I'm not a sharpshooter, isn't that every shot hits?
No sense of decency.
Dad hit it again. Dad is so amazing.
Come here, Tang Tang. Which one do you want?
Dad, I want another one. That one.
Okay. Got it.
Wow, Dad is so amazing. Dad is really a sharpshooter. Pew, pew, pew.
It seems a father's love for Tang Tang's growth is indispensable. With Lin Yang taking care of Tang Tang, Tang Tang can be happier. I will have more energy in the future to deal with those tedious matters.
Hey, Tang Tang. What else do you want to play?
Dad, I want to ride the carousel. Can I?
Of course. Whatever Tong Tang wants to play, Daddy will play with you. First, let Mom take you there. Daddy will be there soon.
Come on, Tang Tang, let's go.
Boss, Master King Fai He and I have asked. He also said, in this situation, a bone marrow transplant is the only option. And only biological siblings can match. But Master Kin Huai has said, as long as there's a match, he has a 100% chance of curing it.
Okay, I understand.
Boss, why did you suddenly ask me this? The little girl on the medical record, who is she?
It's my daughter.
Boss, I knew it. It must be your daughter. Otherwise, you wouldn't have asked me that. They still don't believe it. Boss, can we go over and see? We all want to meet the little princess.
Don't. You'll scare them if you come.
All right. Then we won't come over for now. However, according to Master Qin Huaihe, boss, you'd better hurry up and have another child with the little princess's mom.
We will have one tonight.
Dad, our house is very beautiful, isn't it? From now on, you are the master here. Mom, did the mean grandma and mean uncle come here?
What mean grandma and mean uncle?
Dad, let me tell you, Grandma and Uncle are really mean. They always say I am a bad child and always think about taking Mom's shares. Sometimes Uncle secretly pinches Tang Tang. Tang Tang hurts a lot.
Lin Yang, take Tang Tang upstairs directly. I'll handle things here. Liu Wanji, Tang Yong. What are you two doing in my house?
Tang Qingmen, you are getting more and more outrageous. Not even calling Mom.
She is just a mistress who took advantage. A vile woman who constantly plots to steal my fortune and drive me to death. You two, get out of my house, right now.
If you dare to slap her, I'll make you regret being born into this world.
Who do you think you are?
This is my dad. He's really strong. From now on, you and me and Grandma can't bully me and Mom anymore.
Dad? Oh, so you are the man who slept with Tang Qingmen 6 years ago.
Tang Qingmen. So we were right, weren't we? So 6 years ago, you indeed went out and found a random man to sleep with, and then gave birth to this child.
Lin Yang is Tang Tang's biological father. He and I have already gotten our marriage license. From now on, if I hear you call Tang Tang an illegitimate child again, don't blame me for not sparing you.
Skit skit skit. Tang Qingmen. You really aren't picky, are you? You could even take a liking to this kind of stinky driver? Oh. It must be that one night 6 years ago, feeling lonely. You placed an order with your phone and you brought this chauffeur. Tang Qingmen. Did you use this method to seduce others? Like what? Delivery men? Couriers?
Watch your mouth.
How dare you hit my son? You're asking for it.
Mom, don't fight. Young Master Zhou hired the Black Dragon Gang to help me. Black Dragon brought his men to come teach him a lesson. I don't believe they'll still be arrogant. Tang Kingman. And you, stinky chauffeur. You two stay right here. Don't go anywhere. Mom, let's go.
Yay, the bad guys are finally gone.
Tang Tang told me they often come to cause trouble.
That Liu Wenji is a homewrecker. Now the Tang Group has a market value of tens of billions. She and Tang Yong naturally want to get more property and shares. So they often come to make trouble.
Fine. Leave this to me.
Yes, leave it to Dad. Dad is so amazing. From now on, the bad grandma and bad uncle will never dare to bully Mom.
All right. Lin Yang. From now on, you take care of Tang Tang at home. As for the company and shares, I'll handle it. Let's go upstairs.
Dad will take you to your room.
Dad, can you really make the bad grandma and bad uncle stop bullying Mom? But Grandma and Uncle also have many bodyguards.
Even 10,000 bodyguards. Dad can handle them easily.
Black Dragon.
They say the Tang Group's female CEO has a great figure. Seeing today, it's true indeed.
What are you doing here?
Of course, I want the shares in your hands. Tang Kingman, this is the Tang Group's share transfer document. Sign it. Also, transfer all the shares under your name to Tang Yong. After signing, come with me obediently to see young Master Zhou. Young Master Zhou said, as long as I handle things well, after he sleeps with you, he'll let me have a taste, too. Tang Kingman, little beauty, I can't wait.
Lin Yang. You take Tang Tang and leave through the back door. I'll handle things here.
You, first take Tang Tang upstairs. I'll handle things here.
Lin Yang. This Black Dragon is the king of High City's underworld. He's much tougher than that Tang Yong. You take Tang Tang and evacuate first.
Tang Kingman, my patience has limits. Don't stall for time. Sign the darn document.
Tang Tang, Daddy will take you upstairs to the room first. The scene here is bloody. Not suitable for children. You'll have nightmares.
Okay.
Let's go.
What if I say I won't sign?
My way of doing things, you should know. If you don't sign, then this villa will be your grave. Tang Kingman, I have no patience left. Come on. Hold her down.
Hey, let go!
Tang Kingman, the contract is right here. Sign it. And we can talk everything out. If you don't sign, then every 5 seconds, I'll chop off one of your fingers.
Black Dragon, doing this, do you have no regard for the law?
The law? In High City, I am the law. My rules are the rules of High City. Tang Kingman, I heard your temperament has always been fierce. Today, let me see how fierce your temperament is. Can you last until I chop off your fingers? 5, 4, 3.
I'll give you 5 seconds too. If you don't want to eat with your feet in the future, then get the heck out of here right now.
You didn't speak, so I forgot about a piece of trash like you.
Lin Yang, You take Tang Tang and go quickly. Go, go!
Ah, I remember now. There was a little girl just now. She's your daughter, right? See, if your daughter falls into my hands, will you be more obedient? What are you waiting for? Do it!
Hey, stop! Lin Yang, take her and go! You wanted me to sign, right? I'll sign right now. Don't hurt Lin Yang and my daughter.
It's not up to you. The more you care about them, the more useful they are to me. What are you waiting for now? Do it.
Lin Yang, take Tang Tang and go!
Just a few lackeys. Let's just finish them off. No need to run.
My dad can fight 10,000 alone. You guys are no match for my dad.
Tang Tang.
Little girl, a guy like your dad can fight 10,000 alone. Just my men here can tear your dad apart.
Hey, Tang Tang? Didn't I tell you to go to your room? Why did you come down?
Dad, I'm bringing you weapons. This is our kitchen knife.
To fight them, I don't need weapons. Go, go, go. Get back to your room.
Remember, beat him to death. Tang Kingman's daughter. Spare her life for now. Capture her alive.
Tang Tang? Go to bed. Hurry up. Come on, all of you. I don't want to waste time with trash like you.
Ah.
Black Dragon, you just want me to sign, right? Don't you just want equity? I'll sign. Can you spare them?
Oh, now you're worried? Too late. Once my men start, they won't stop until someone is dead. Besides, dying at the hands of my Black Dragon gang is his good fortune.
You just want me to sign, right? I already agreed to sign. Why are you still doing this?
For no reason. I just want you to know how powerful my Black Dragon gang is.
Tang Tang! The Black Dragon gang's masters stop at nothing. Each one of them is a match for 10. Lin Yang is just a driver. He might not even be able to beat my bodyguard. If he doesn't stop now, Lin Yang will surely die. Black Dragon, tell me what you want. Name your terms, and I'll agree to everything, as long as you let them go.
Tang Kingman, I especially like your current look. So anxious, yet so helpless. The fight upstairs ended so quickly. So tell me, how's your man doing now? Or shall I take you to see Tang Kingman? Your man has been dealt with by my men. Your daughter is also under my men's control. You're a lone commander now. Let's see how you can still be arrogant. Let's go.
Black Dragon, whatever you want. I'll agree to it. I beg you. Please let Tang Tang go. Please call for Lin Yang. An ambulance. I'm begging you.
Call an ambulance? I think your man is most likely dead and gone. I can give you a chance to call a hearse for you. How about that?
Yeah. Over 20 experts. Even if he had 3 heads and 6 arms. There's no way now.
Tang Kingman, why aren't you leaving? Could it be you're afraid to see that miserable scene? Let's go. It's also exciting upstairs. Let's go.
Really?
Of course. Are you human or ghost?
Do I look like a human or a ghost? Just such a small fry. If it weren't for the limited space, they'd be dead already.
Bro. No, boss.
Calling me dad won't help. Call it first for yourself.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just these few small fry can't hurt me.
This?
Oh. The blood on me is theirs.
You almost scared me to death. You know?
Oh, by the way, Tang Tong is still upstairs. You should go up and check on her. This so-called black dragon. I'll teach him a lesson.
Wait. Black Dragon, after all? He's the king of the underworld, in High City. If we really hurt him, we'll have endless trouble. Anyway, nothing serious. Happened today. How about letting him go?
Yeah, just treat me like I'm nothing. Hey, I promise. From now on, whenever I see you, I'll stay far away.
Fine. I'll listen to you today. Spare this guy.
Thank you, boss.
Clean this place up quickly, then get lost.
Okay, come here.
Daddy?
Tang Tang.
Daddy is so awesome. You beat away so many bad guys. Now that bad uncle and grandma won't dare bully mommy anymore.
Of course. With Daddy around, no one will dare bully you and Mommy.
Okay, it's getting late. You should go take a bath and go to sleep.
Okay, Daddy, Tang Tang's gonna take a bath. Later. You have to sleep with me.
Okay, Daddy will come keep you company. Go ahead, go.
Lin Yang.
Huh?
There's something I think I need to tell you.
What is it? What is it?
Well, lately it's been my fertile days. It's mainly for Tang Tang to get better soon. So, I think, could we have a baby soon?
Don't worry. Leave it to me. I guarantee I'll get it done. If not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. I will keep my energy up every day until the task is done.
Whenever you talk about this, you're never serious. I'm going to take Tang Tang to her bath. You can shower downstairs. I've laid out your pajamas.
Wash, take a bath. After the bath, make a baby. The Big Bad Wolf wants to eat Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood thinks the wolf is her grandma. Finally, the hunter.
It's so nice. We finally have a home. This guy has muscles. He's gentle with his daughter. But how should I start? Last time I was drugged. Won't this be awkward? How about some wine to boost my courage?
Story's over. Tang Tang, it's time for bed.
Am I pretty?
Yes.
Mommy! Are you hot? Why are you wearing so little?
Daddy's beard is growing. Mommy, take a look for me. Go to sleep quickly. Why did you suddenly get up? Be good, okay? Sleep. Hey, why are your eyes open again?
Lin Yang.
Huh?
Is Tang Tang asleep?
Not yet.
Oh. Lin Yang. My head hurts so much. Is Tang Tang asleep or not?
Not yet. Almost there.
Lin Yang. Is Tang Tang asleep?
Mommy, I haven't slept yet. Daddy already fell asleep.
Hey. What's wrong? What is it? Speak.
Hey, boss. Latest news. Dr. Qin of Qinhuai River conducted research all night and finally developed a method in medicine to treat Princess Tang Tang's type of leukemia.
That is to say, no need for a second child. We can cure Tang Tang's illness.
Yes, without having a second baby, we can cure little Princess Tang Tang. We can make Princess Tang Tang get better a year earlier. This way, we can reduce her suffering.
Great. This is good news. Dr. Qin really put in a lot of effort this time.
If it weren't for you, boss, saving his life, he would have died long ago. Then you gave him a sum of money to establish Ha Country's top-ranked Huaihe Pharmaceutical Group. Mr. Qin is a grateful person. It's because Princess Tang Tang got this disease that he stayed up all night to develop this medicine. Boss, Mr. Qin also said he will fly to Haicheng soon. He will hold a banquet in Haicheng tonight to announce that he has developed a cure for leukemia.
That works? Let him come.
Early in the morning. Who are you calling?
A friend of mine. Good news for you. Tang Tang's illness now.
It's all your fault. Last night, I managed to have a few drinks to muster up some courage. But before I could sleep, you fell asleep first.
I was really too sleepy. Who knew? Tang Tang would be so hard to soothe. She just wouldn't go to sleep. How about we go to the next room? While Tang Tang is still asleep?
Hey!
Kingman, Dr. Qin is coming to Haicheng tonight, and there's a banquet.
What did you say? Dr. Qin Waye is coming to Haicheng. That's great. Please, make sure to get me an invitation. I would definitely meet Dr. Qin. Oh, that's wonderful. I've always wanted to meet Dr. Qin, but he is China's top divine doctor. I've never been able to see him. This time he's coming to Haicheng. I must see him and have him check on our Tang Tang.
Oh, I believe this time Dr. Qin coming to Haicheng surely can cure Tong Tang's illness. Don't worry.
That's what we hope for. But Dr. Qin is an unmatched divine doctor. The people who want to see him are far too many. I'm not sure either if I can get him to treat Tang Tang. However, I will do everything I can and make every effort.
Tang Kingman's husband is really that formidable? Heilong brought over 20 elites, and he defeated them all.
Yes, young Master Zhou. I didn't expect either that chauffeur to have such great skills.
Tang Kingman, that woman. The dignified eldest son of the Zhou family, chased her for so long, but she never agreed. Now, she's with a chauffeur, fooling around. Am I not even as good as a chauffeur? Ah.
No, Master Zhou. That chauffeur, licking your feet, he's not even qualified. It's that woman Tang Qingman. She is too ungrateful.
Master Zhou, great news. Our Zhou's Pharmaceutical Co., Ltd., has been successfully acquired by Huaihe Pharmaceutical. And you have also been by the Southern China Huaihe Pharmaceutical Agent, named as the Haicheng Huaihe Pharmaceutical Agent.
Are you serious? Huh? This is really great news.
Congratulations, Master Zhou. Congratulations to you.
That woman Tang Kingman. Lately, is she always finding connections, saying she wants to see Dr. Qin?
Huh?
To let Dr. Qin treat her daughter's illness.
Yes, Master Zhou. But she never expected that you, Master Zhou, have become the Huaihe Pharmaceutical Group's Haicheng agent. So if she wants to see Dr. Qin, she has to come and beg you.
Tang Kangman, this woman, values the most her daughter's life. This time, if she receives this news, she will definitely come and beg me. Then, you'll see how I torment her.
Master Zhou, by then, for that daughter, no matter how you torment Tang Kingman, that woman, she will not resist. Instead, she will obediently kneel down and beg you to torment her.
Master Zhou, there's more important news. Dr. Qin is already on his flight to Haicheng. He will arrive tonight. Also, he said tonight, he will hold a banquet in Haicheng. At the banquet, a huge surprise will be announced to the public.
Oh my god, Master Zhou, Dr. Qin is coming for you. Master Zhou, look, you just became the Huaihe Pharmaceutical Group's Haicheng agent, and Dr. Qin has come. Then this banquet is not for you. What else could it be? Moreover, there's also a huge surprise. Make it public. Mr. Zhou, then this surprise, who else but you?
Exactly. Hey, if it weren't for me, this Dr. Qin would have no other reason to come to Haicheng again.
Huh.
The thing is, I never expected that Dr. Khan would value me so highly, making me the surprise, and announcing it to the public. I am truly honored.
Mr. Zhou, that Dr. Qin must have recognized your ability. That's why he values you so much.
Ah! Tang Kingman. I am now a favored person in front of Dr. Qin. All the elites of Haicheng will have to curry favor with me. This time, if you want Dr. Qin to treat your daughter, I just need to say a word. Then, it depends on how you perform in front of me.
Mr. Zhou, that woman is nothing but a fish on the chopping block at your mercy. If you tell her to lie down, she won't dare to arch her back.
I'll just wait and see how that woman Tang Qingman comes to beg me.
Lin Yang, you this afternoon. Remember to take Tang Tang to go shopping? Buy some clothes. And remember to buy the most high-end and most expensive ones. After all, tonight is Dr. Kin's banquet. So we must dress appropriately. During the day, I'll go to work first. In the evening, we will meet at the banquet hall. If all goes well, that very night, maybe we can have Dr. Kin take a look at Tang Tang.
Actually, we don't need to go through all this trouble.
It's settled then. I'm done eating. I'm going to work now. Bye.
Dad, after eating, are we still going to buy clothes?
Sure. Mom told us to, so we have to comply.
Dad, I know there's a mall with a water park. Let's go there to buy clothes, okay?
Okay. So, do you want to go to the water park or buy clothes?
Both!
All right. Then let's go to the water park first. Then buy clothes. How about that?
Yay! Dad is the best.
Dang Dang, let's wait at the hotel entrance for Mom. When she arrives, we'll go in.
Okay.
Dr. Chin?
Hallmaster, I've already landed, and I'm heading to the hotel now. Don't worry, I've brought the medicine. After the little Princess Tang Tang takes the medicine, the little Princess Tang Tang will surely recover.
The fame of divine Dr. Chin is not for nothing. I believe you.
No, no, no. Great Lord! In front of others, I'm a divine doctor. But in front of you, I'm just a little bro.
Dang Dang, are you okay?
Where did this little girl come from, daring to block my way? Do you know how much this car costs? If it's damaged, can you afford to pay?
Do you know you almost hit someone? The villain goes first with the accusation. You think you're in the right?
How am I not in the right? It's you, this wild girl, who didn't watch the road and blocked my way. Let me tell you, my car is worth far more than this wild girl's life. If it gets damaged, even if she is sold, she couldn't afford to pay. How dare you hit me? Do you know who I am? Do you know who my husband is? Darling?
Kid, I am from the Tang Group, the financial director. Your daughter blocked my way, and you hit my woman. Now I order you, kneel down immediately and lick my leather shoes clean. Then have your daughter use her clothes to wipe my car clean. I'll consider letting you off.
Did you hear me, kid? My husband is from the Tang Group, the financial director. He's the kind of person you can't afford to offend in your whole life. With just one word from my husband, he can make you unable to survive in Haicheng.
My mother is the president of the Tang Group.
Your mother is the president of the Tang Group? Ooh, I'm so scared. Little girl, with that look of yours, your mother, applying for a cleaner at Tang Group, wouldn't even be wanted.
Such a young age, and you already know how to lie. Clearly, you're a girl raised by poor people. Today, I'll take your parents' place and teach you a good lesson.
Who dares to hit my daughter? Just now? Who said they wanted to hit my daughter?
President Tang, it's you. President Tang. I didn't say I wanted to hit your daughter. I said I wanted to hit this little girl. She just now posed as your daughter and blocked my way and almost crashed into my new car.
Yes, Mr. Tang. This poor little girl even tried to impersonate your daughter. We were teaching her a lesson for you.
Yeah?
Is that so? She is my Tang Kingman's daughter.
This... What is going on?
Tang Tang, are you okay?
Mom, I'm fine.
Mr. Tang, I really didn't know. She was your daughter. If I had known, even if you gave me 10,000 courage, I wouldn't dare.
So just because she's someone else's daughter, you can bully her? Now you, go back to the company. Pack your things and leave. You're fired.
Mr. Tang, please don't. I know I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again.
Don't make me say it again. Now. Immediately. Get out.
Hey. Let's go.
Lin Yang, when we meet Dr. Chin later, I will do everything I can to get him to treat Tang Tang.
Okay, whatever you say. But actually, you don't need to say anything. Dr. Chin will still cure Tang Tang.
Lin Yang. That kind of talk you can say to me. When we get to the banquet, don't say that. In case someone overhears. If Dr. Chin finds out and gets unhappy, it won't be good.
Okay.
Yo, isn't this my good sister, Tang Qingman? You also came to Dr. Chin's banquet and brought a damn designated driver along.
A damn designated driver like you is qualified to come to such a high-end banquet. Really lowers the class of the banquet.
You two keep your mouths clean.
So what if I'm not clean? I'm saying this damn driver lowered the class of the banquet. So what? Come, everyone, come and see. She, Tang Qingman, comes to the banquet herself. That's fine, but she brings a damn chauffeur with her. Since when does a damn chauffeur get to attend a high-class banquet like ours?
As far as I know, chauffeur, wait outside the banquet hall. Wait until the banquet ends, and then beg us for money to drive for us.
Yeah, right.
Bad grandma, bad uncle, you're all bad people.
You little girl. You're also the seed of this damn chauffeur. You, like him, have no right to attend this high-class banquet.
I remember yesterday, I told you, if you dare call my daughter a little girl again, I will definitely not let you off.
What are you gonna do to her?
Young Master Zhou?
Here at this banquet, are you gonna hit someone?
Young Master Zhou, this is Tang Qingman's damned chauffeur.
So it's him. Now, I order you to take this little girl and get out of here. This banquet doesn't welcome you. However, Tang Qingman can stay.
What right do you have to order me? Who do you think you are?
What right do I have? Come, you tell him. What right do I have?
Hey, kid, do you know who Dr. Chin's banquet is for?
From what you're saying, it's for him?
Of course. Just this morning, young Master Zhou was appointed as the High City spokesperson by Huaihe Pharmaceutical Group. Right after the appointment, Dr. Chin personally came to hold this banquet and said there's a huge surprise to be announced. It's obvious. Dr. Chin came to prepare this banquet for young Master Zhou, and this surprise must be young Master Zhou himself.
Tang Qingman, as far as I know, you've been using all your connections to try to invite Dr. Chin to treat this little girl. Now young Master Zhou is Dr. Chin's favorite. If you still want to invite Dr. Chin, you'd better beg young Master Zhou nicely.
Zhu Xiaobin has become the Huaihe Pharmaceutical Group's Haicheng agent. Tonight's banquet is held by Dr. Chin for him. If that's the case, then today, even if we meet Dr. Chin, with Zhou Xiaobin meddling, treating Tang Tang, is hopeless.
Tang Qingman, I think you're a bit flustered now. Hey, don't be nervous. Zhu Shao, he's easy to talk to. If you just beg Zhou Shao nicely and satisfy his demands, then I think Zhu Shao will definitely, in front of Dr. Chin, put in a good word for you and let Dr. Chin help treat your daughter's illness.
Hey, That's not necessarily true. Dr. Chin thinks so highly of me that he came to Hai Cheng to hold this banquet for me. If I ask Dr. Chin to treat this little girl, he might not agree. But if I ask Dr. Chin not to treat her, he will definitely agree with me.
Tang Kingman, now you understand Shudaweis, Dr. Chin's favorite. If you don't beg Zhou Shao properly, then your daughter can't be cured.
Previously, Zhou Shao has been pursuing Tang Qingmen, but she never agreed. Now Tang Qingmen will suffer.
Even if she suffers, what can she do? Zhou Xiao, no matter how excessive the demands, Tang Qingmen has to agree. Otherwise, her daughter is doomed.
This Tang Qingmen, usually so proud, today has to beg Zhou Shao. I think this scene will be very interesting.
I've already prepared my snacks.
Tang Kingman, why are you still standing there? Hurry up and kneel down to beg Zhou Shao. Don't you want your daughter to live?
Mom, don't beg this bad man. Tang Tang won't get treatment anymore.
Tang Tang, be good. Go to your dad first. Let him hold you. Zhu Xiaobin, as long as you get Dr. Chin to treat Tang Tang, I'll accept any condition.
Oh, Tang Xingman, Tang Kingman. You really know when to bend. All right then. Let this designated driver take your daughter back first. Once the banquet ends, you and I can find a place to talk alone properly. Tonight, you don't need to go back.
Shu Shoubin, huh? I've never seen such a shameless person like you.
You, the chauffeur, what are you doing?
Tang Kingman, can't you control your man? Just letting him talk nonsense here. If today you really offend young Master Zhou, your daughter won't live either.
Lin Yang, don't talk. Dr. Chin, he is now the best in all of China, even in the world. The foreign doctor I had before, even if we had a second child, the matching success rate would only be 50%. That means there's still 50% chance that the match won't work. Then Tang Tang won't be cured. Dr. Chin is now my last hope.
I know Dr. Chin is your last hope. But don't worry. Dr. Chin won't let this bad person's any words affect his ability to treat Tang Tang.
Tang Kingman, look at the man you found. It's not that I look down on him as a chauffeur. It's that a low-level person like him simply can't understand the basic logic of us high-level people. Dr. Chin came in person to host a banquet for young Master Zhou, and even called him a surprise, so he values him that much. Young Master Zhou, how could he not influence Dr. Chin's decision?
Tang Kingman, I'm starting to get angry now. If you let this man keep talking nonsense. If I get really angry, don't think one night, even 10 nights. I won't put in a good word for you with Dr. Chin.
No need.
No need? Then today, you won't even get a chance to speak with Dr. Chin.
I think the one with no chance to speak with Dr. Chin is you.
That's ridiculous. Today's banquet is held for young Master Zhou. How could young Master Zhou have no chance to speak with Dr. Chin?
Oh, Lin Yang, just stop talking. If you really piss him off, what's most important now is to think about Tang Tang.
Don't think about it anymore. I've made up my mind. I won't, for you, Tang Kingman, say any good words to Dr. Chin. Even I'll make Dr. Chin not treat your daughter.
Who do you think you are?
It's Dr. Chin.
Dr. Chin is here. Go. Hello? Thank you very much for coming to Hai Cheng.
Who are you?
I'm Zhou Xiaobin. Well, I just became the agent of Hai Cheng today.
Dr. Chin, such a young talent as Master Zhou, appointed by you as the Hai Cheng agent of Huaihei Pharmaceutical Group. Moreover, you even came in person to hold a banquet for him and regarded him as a surprise. You are truly discerning.
Of course. The relationship between Dr. Chin and Master Zhou is like that of a swift horse and bull. Master Zhou, the swift horse, is recognized by Dr. Chin, this bull, a perfect match. This only proves that both sides are extremely capable and insightful.
Hey, don't talk nonsense. But I really should thank Dr. Chin for your high regard for me. I know I have many shortcomings, but rest assured, I will definitely work hard and never let down your expectations of me.
Who said I came here today? To give him this banquet?
No, nothing. We haven't heard about it. You, a mere agent of Hai Cheng, who gave you the courage to say that Dr. Chin is here to hold a banquet for you? I, the dignified agent of the Southern District of China, when I took office, Mr. Kryn only made a phone call.
You are really flattering yourself. How could Mr. Chin come to Hai Cheng for you? You should take a look at yourself. Who do you think you are?
Chu Shogun, you now immediately get out of my way. If you keep talking nonsense, I will immediately remove you from your post as the Hai Cheng agent.
I understand. Both of you, shut up. Dr. Chin prefers to keep a low profile. He also said there's a surprise tonight. You two, so indiscreetly, blurted out my surprise. How could Dr. Chin not be angry? Ah. Hey, Dr. Chin, I'm sorry. Well, I'll go back soon and teach them a lesson. Well, calm down. Please come and sit here.
This agent was promoted by you.
Yes.
Fire him. What the hell? No skills. And yet he looks so smug. Disgusting to look at. Get out of my way.
Hello, Dr. Chin. I'm
Tang Kingman. Get lost. Can't you see Dr. Chin is angry?
Dr. Qin, you don't need to mind this woman. This way, please. Young Master Zhou has prepared for you.
You are Tang Kingman. Tang Tang's mother?
Little Princess Tang Tang?
Little Princess Tang Tang.
Yes, I am Tang Tang's mother.
Hello. I am Qin Huaihei.
Hello. Tang Tang is very ill. I'd like to ask you to take a look.
I know. Well, I'll examine little Princess Tang Tang right away.
Good. Then please come this way. Thank you so much. Come on.
What is going on? Dr. Qin? Why is he so nice to that woman, Tang Kingman?
I don't know what's going on either. This banquet today, wasn't it prepared for young Master Zhou? But Dr. Chin, so rude to young Master Zhou, yet he is so nice to Tang Kingman.
Lin Yang, step aside. Let Dr. Chin take a look.
Greetings, Hallmaster. Greetings.
That Dr. Chin? You came to see my daughter. Hurry up and take a look.
Lin Yang, be nicer.
No problem. I'll check on little Princess Tang Tang. Ah, what a beautiful little girl. So adorable. Little Princess Tang Tang, I have prepared a gift for you. You must accept it, okay? Little Princess Tang Tang, this is a small token of my appreciation. You must accept this. When you grow up, I'll have more gifts for you.
Hey, old man. If you're going to look, don't waste time.
Lin Yang, be nicer to people.
All right, all right. I'll show it to Princess Tang Tang. Come. Give me your hand. Let me check your pulse. It won't hurt. It'll be over soon. Good. It's almost exactly the same as I judged before. Good. Come. Princess Tang Tang, open your mouth. Take this pill, and your illness will be cured.
Dr. Qin, do you mean that after Tang Tang takes this medicine, she'll be cured?
Of course. Last night, I spent the whole night researching this medicine. This morning, I finally made it. So, I rushed over immediately to bring it. But don't worry. Once Princess Tang Tang takes this pill, she'll be cured immediately. And I guarantee she will have no more symptoms.
Hey, old man. Don't you see? My daughter's mouth has been open this whole time. Just feed her already.
Yes, yes. Okay, coming. Princess Tang Tang, take this pill. It's not bitter. It's very sweet. I added sweet ingredients.
Mom, I feel so good.
Tang Tang, do you feel better?
Mom, I really feel so comfortable all of a sudden. I haven't felt this good in so long.
Tang Tang, you're finally better. These past days, you've worried me sick. Dr. Qin, thank you so much.
Miss Tang, you're too kind.
You've gone and treated Tang Tang for us? And then you gave such a precious gift. We don't know how to thank you enough. How much payment do you want? As long as I can afford it, I'll give it to you. If I can't scrape it together now, I'll give you a part first, and I'll make up the rest.
No. Not a single cent.
You don't want money.
Really, I don't. Everyone, I'm holding this banquet today, and I told you all earlier that there would be a surprise tonight. And I'm going to make it public. It is the pill I just gave to Princess Tang Tang. This pill, after my long-term research, can accurately and effectively treat leukemia. Once you take this pill, leukemia can be completely cured. As for that young man, you mentioned earlier Zhou Xiaobin. He is not qualified to make me come to Haicheng, nor does he have any right to be called a surprise by me. As for him, the position of Huaihe Pharmaceuticals' Haicheng agent, from today onwards, will be completely dismissed, and their families' cooperation with Huaihe Pharmaceutical Group will also be terminated. Xu Xiaobin, you and you, all of you, get out of here right now. I don't want to see your faces at this banquet again. Guards, throw them out. Guards, throw them out.
What's going on? What are you doing? Don't push me. How can you do this?
You can't do this?
From today, Huaihe Pharmaceuticals, Haicheng agent, no, the North China region agent will be Ms. Tang Kingman.
Divine Dr. Qin,
If I give you something, you take it.
Divine Dr. Qin, why are you so good to our family?
How would I know?
No, that's not right. You said earlier that Divine Dr. Qin would definitely treat Tang Tang, and now he actually cured her. Tell me the truth. Do you already know him?
Yes. That was 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. I did know him. That day, he had too much to drink one day. I was your designated driver, right? That's how we got to know each other.
It's that simple.
What else did you think? Did you think we have some other secret that can't be told?
Look at your mischievous face.
His face was totally lost today.
Young Master Joe, I find it strange Divine Dr. Qin originally hosted this banquet for you. Why did it go so wrong?
It's because you were too high profile. Someone like Divine Dr. Qin has always preferred low-key. You understand? He was so high profile, Divine Dr. Qin would definitely get angry. That's why he made such a decision. He even took away my position as agent, fired me.
Oh, right. That must be it. Son, we should lay low from now on. But today's matter really benefited Tang Qingman. Unexpectedly, Divine Dr. Qin cured that little darling. I'm afraid Tang Qingman from now on will have no chance to beg young Master Joe.
No chance? Find a way. I will make Tang Qingman kneel and beg me. That woman, I am determined to torture her. Torture her, understand?
Slow down, Tang Tang. It's really great. The burden that has been in my heart for so long, this heartache, finally resolved today.
Hey, do you think... What about Tang Tang? Now that her illness is cured, should we have a second child? Actually, this is what I think. Whether to have a second child is not that important. What's important is the process. We can't get rusty.
Tang Tang is still here. I'll go upstairs and take a shower.
Okay, go ahead.
You take good care of Tang Tang first.
Call me when you're done. What's wrong?
The floor was too slippery. I accidentally sprained my ankle.
Let me help you to bed. Come on. It's swollen so badly. Let me rub it for you. It might hurt a bit. Bear with it.
If you're going to rub, just rub. What are you looking at?
All right. Try walking on it. Come on, it's fine.
my phone.
Ignore it.
No. This is my private number. In the middle of the night. Must be something urgent for me. Hello, what's wrong? What did you say? Okay, I'll come over right now. Lin Yang. Stay home and put Tang Tang to sleep. Something urgent happened at the company. I need to go there.
Let me go with you.
No, just stay home and take care of Tang Tang. I can handle the company matters.
Interrupted at a critical moment. Whoever you are, I'll make you know. The cost of ruining my plans. Hey, Julian. Check for me. My wife's company's late-night crisis, what it is, and who is behind it.
Boss, I've investigated. It's the Zhou family.
The Zhou family, Zhou Xiaobin.
Yes, Zhou Xiaobin, together with the city lord of Haicheng, is putting pressure on Madam's company, causing Madam's biggest project to run into problems. The funds that were originally supposed to arrive, 10 billion funds, are now unavailable.
Good, good. You, Zhou Xiaobin, really tenacious. Now unite all the forces of Tianlong Hall and destroy the Zhou family for me.
Yes?
Also, you personally, contact the city lord of Haicheng. If he dares to pull out this 10 billion for me, then replace the city lord.
Yes?
The Zhou family. Zhou Xiaobin, you really can stir up trouble. I originally wanted to keep you a few more days, since you've bullied my wife. Then I'll make your Zhou family disappear from Haicheng.
Daddy, Mom left in such a hurry? Is there something wrong with the company?
How did you know?
Over the years, Mom often goes out in a hurry at night. Every time it's the evil uncle and grandma scheming to harm Mom.
Then let's go save Mom, okay?
Okay, with Daddy here, no one will dare harm Mom anymore.
Let's go.
Tang Kingman, it's all because at the banquet, you offended young Master Zhou, causing him to contact the city lord, who then withdrew the 10 billion investment originally intended for the Tang Group. Now our project is stalled. If this hits the news tomorrow, the company's stock will hit the limit down. You're nothing but a sinner in our company.
Ridiculous. Do you really think being a president makes you that great? Now, with such a big crisis in the company, how are you going to solve it? In my opinion, you simply can't solve this. So you'd better step down as president and hand over your shares. Let me be the president.
Tang Yong, you want to be president? Do you have the ability to get the city lord to keep investing?
Of course. I've already talked to young Master Zhou. If I become president, he will not only convince the city lord to continue investing in our Tang group, but also increase it from 10 billion to 20 billion.
Dear shareholders, you all heard that, right? If my son becomes president, he won't just solve the company's crisis. He'll also get us 20 billion in investment. Now, what should you do next? I think you all know that clearly.
What do we say? We really should think it over.
If that's the case, I think Tang Yong should be our president. Regardless, the crisis is solved, and we get investment. For the company, this is great news.
Tang Kingman, the company is no joke. You offended young Master Zhou at the banquet to treat your daughter, causing our company such a big crisis. This is entirely caused by your selfishness.
You!
I advise you to just resign and hand over your shares. This company no longer needs someone as selfish as you.
Don't all talk like that. Kingman's intention was to take the child for treatment. She didn't mean to offend young Master Zhou. This matter definitely can't be blamed on Kingman, you know.
Shut up. If you can talk, talk properly. If you can't, sew your mouth shut.
You talk about intention, right? The fact is, Tang Kingman from the start offended young Master Zhou. And young Master Zhou has the power to go after our Tang Group, bankrupt the Tang Group, making our shareholders' shares worthless. You are all shareholders. Are you willing to have your shares become increasingly worthless? As long as Tang Qingmen, the one who offended Mr. Zhou, is kicked out of the company, Mr. Zhou will no longer target the company, and the company can develop steadily and continue to make money. Such a simple truth. Don't you all understand?
Everyone. I'll be straightforward. Some of you support Tang Kingman, and I don't object. But if Tang Kingman leaves the company, you will leave with him.
You dare threaten me?
I'm threatening you? So what? I have Mr. Zhou backing me. I have City Lord backing him. Today, I'm not just threatening you. I'm also going to hit you.
Enough, Tang Yong.
Tang Kingman, don't act so authoritative in front of me. You're not qualified now.
Isn't it just that we lost the City Lord's 10 billion investment? I can go elsewhere to find new investment. But as for equity, I won't give up a single share.
With the City Lord opposing your company, who would invest?
Mr. Zhou.
Tang Kingman, put away your confidence. In the entire Haicheng, there will never be anyone to invest in your company. As for outsiders, with the City Lord blocking, no one will dare to invest in your company. So now, you're at the end of your rope.
Zhu Xiaobin, why exactly do you oppose me at every turn?
Why? Just because you are arrogant. Just because you would rather be together with a chauffeur than let me touch you. Now the whole world says, I'm not as good as a chauffeur. I've lost all face. You tell me why I'm targeting you. Tang Kingman, don't think just because you've latched onto Dr. Qin, you're something special. Dr. Qin is formidable, but he's just a doctor. Can he cure your daughter's illness? Can he bring your company back to life? Don't say I didn't give you a chance. If you kneel down and beg me now, and then take the initiative to go to a hotel with me, and if you can make me feel comfortable, then I might consider letting you continue as president of Tang Group. However, as for your shares, you won't get them back. I can leave you 5%. How about that?
Zhou Xiaobin, you want me to beg you? Don't even think about it.
Not beg me? That's fine too. Then now you obediently get the hell out of Tang Group. As for the shares, you won't get any back. Aren't you willing to be with that designated driver? From today, you can go be a designated driver with him.
Tang Xingmen, don't be too happy too soon. Even if you don't beg Zhou today, he will still sleep with you. If you beg him today, he will sleep with a willing Tang Kingman. If you don't beg him, he will sleep with a forced Tang Xingmen.
Today, you only have this outcome.
That's right. You made me lose face completely. No matter what, I have to get some interest back from you.
Don't forget, Lin Yang alone defeated more than 20 elite fighters under Black Dragon. If you dare touch me today, think about the consequences.
Don't use that designated driver to scare me. I tell you, today, even if the King of Heaven comes, I will still sleep with you first. Seize Tang Kingman. Take her to her office. Today I'm going to sleep with you in your office.
Zhu Xiaobin, come here. Go to hell! Go to hell!
Tang Kingman, what are you doing? You're asking for death.
Tang Kingman, you...
Tang Kingman, you good person. I'll have my way with you. Take her to her office. If I don't have my way with you today, my name isn't Joe. Take her away.
Yes.
Mom, my dad and I are here to save you. Don't be afraid, Mom.
Shoshobin, you villain. How dare you bully my wife? You're asking for death.
Me asking for death, kid? I think the one who's asking for death today is you. Since you're here today, it's perfect. Today, right in front of you. And this little cutie in front of you both. I'll let you see clearly how I toy with her.
Master Joe, are you okay, Master Joe?
Lin Yang, you're asking for death. Do you know what situation the company is in right now? Offending Master Joe will bankrupt the whole company. When that happens, everyone in the company won't let you off.
Just now, Tang Qingmin kicked Master Joe, and now you kicked him too. You two are step by step pushing the company into the abyss. You now can only kneel and beg Master Joe for forgiveness unconditionally. Agree to all his demands. Only then will Master Joe.
Son! How dare you kick my son? You're asking for death.
I won't let any woman off either. Who else? Who else? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right then. Let's go home.
No, I still have things to deal with.
That thing, I've already handled it for you. Let's go home and sleep. Tomorrow will still be a brilliant day.
No, Lin Yang. I'm not talking about how they bullied me. The company's accounts have a 10 billion gap. I need to handle this matter first.
I'm talking about that. The funding issue has already been solved by me.
Lin Yang, you don't have to comfort me. This is 10 billion, not a small sum.
Tang Kingman, are you scared now? Didn't I tell you long ago? This designated driver can't help you. If you can't solve the 10 billion funding issue, then your company, you can't stand it. You, the CEO, then you're out.
Shareholders, it should be you to speak now. Hurry up and show your stance. If you still don't speak, then it will be a fight between my son and me.
Tang Kingman, don't say we didn't give you a chance. Since Tang Yong says if he becomes the president, he can get the city lord to invest 20 billion for us. So tonight, if you can get 20 billion into the company's account, I'll still recognize you as president. Otherwise, you'll have to give up your shares and your position all to Tang Yong.
Right, Tang Kingman. We are shareholders. Men die for wealth, birds die for food. No matter what, I have to think about the benefits in our pockets. Who becomes president? I don't care. But if anyone affects my interests, I'll be the first to oppose.
Tang Kingman, one night, even if your family owns a money printing factory, you can't print 20 billion. I suggest you just pack up and leave. Stop struggling desperately.
Exactly. Since you can't turn things around, just accept your fate. I think Tang Yong is more capable than you. The position of president should be given to someone capable.
Everyone, please give me 3 days. I will definitely raise this 10 billion.
Impossible. Tonight, this matter must be resolved.
Give you 3 days? Why don't you say, give you 3 years? However, With Mr. Zhou and the City Lord here, even if we give you 3 years, you can't get 10 billion in funds.
Tang Kingman, the facts are clear. No matter how much time we give you, you can't get so much money. Just leave. Don't let your selfishness affect the interests of all of us.
Tang Kingman, since things have come to this, are you still refusing to admit defeat? Since you really won't admit defeat, then quickly apologize to young Master Zhou and beg for his forgiveness.
3 minutes. Just 3 minutes. The funding issue will be resolved for you immediately. From now on, my wife will still be your CEO of the Tang Group.
3 minutes. You, this chauffeur, do you know what 10 billion is? Even if you don't eat or drink and work as a chauffeur your whole life, you can't earn this money? You can't even earn a fraction of 10 billion. Yet you boast about solving it in 3 minutes. You're really blowing hard, not afraid of hurting your tongue.
You have time to question me. Why not worry about your Zhou family?
No, our Zhou family has nothing to worry about. Even if we can't cooperate with Dr. Qin, our Zhou family is still the largest family in Haicheng. Our business is thriving. No one can make our Zhou family face any danger.
Fine. Then why don't you call home and check? I believe you'll get a surprise you never expected.
Alright, I'll call. But even if I call today, your words, chauffeur, have no credibility.
Hello? The number you dialed is powered off.
My dad's phone is off. What does that show? It shows that my dad is at home now, sleeping peacefully. In other words, the Zhou family has nothing wrong.
You villain! What did you do? Our Zhou family has gone bankrupt. You scoundrel! What exactly did you do? Now, a powerful and mysterious force is attacking our Zhou family. All our Zhou family's businesses have completely stopped, and we are about to face huge compensation. The compensation amount is so huge that even our entire Zhou family cannot afford it, even if sold.
Dad, how is this possible? Our Zhou family is the largest family in Haicheng, and the relationship with the City Lord is so deep. Our Zhou family, how could it be bankrupt?
I have the mood to come here and joke with you.
Dad, are you serious? Our Zhou family is really bankrupt?
I used all my connections and finally found out that it was you, Zhou Xiaobin, who offended the Dragon Palace, causing the Dragon Palace to make a move against our Zhou family. That's why our Zhou family went bankrupt. What exactly did you do?
Dragon Palace? That's the one. That's like a giant dragon? No. It's impossible. I and that Dragon Palace, I never dealt with them. How could I have offended them?
Yes, Patriarch Zhou. With someone as low-key as young Master Zhou, how could he possibly offend an existence like the Dragon Palace? Is it possible that the Dragon Palace made a mistake?
Made a mistake? The Dragon Palace? How could it make a mistake? My friend in the capital called me and said that it's you, my son, who offended the Lord of the Dragon Palace. The Lord of the Dragon Palace personally gave the order to make a move against our Haicheng Zhou family. That's what caused our Zhou family to go bankrupt. Could it be that there is another Zhou family in Haicheng? Did we get it wrong? How could I be wrong?
No, Dad. That Dragon Palace, all the people in the Dragon Palace, I haven't had any contact with them. During this time, the only person I had a conflict with was Tang Kingman alone. And this designated driver, he's gone. Could it be... Impossible. He's just a designated driver. How could he be from the Dragon Palace? That's absolutely impossible.
Whether I have any connection with the Dragon Palace is not your concern. You'd better go back and deal with your Zhou family's mess.
Mess? Even if our Zhou family is bankrupt, the Tang family still won't have it easy. The City Lord is not, because I am the eldest young master of the Zhou family, that he helped me deal with the Tang family. The real reason is that my dad and the City Lord have been best buddies since they were born. Even if our Zhou family goes bankrupt, the Tang family's crisis still cannot be resolved. So Tang Xingmen, the only thing you can do, still here to beg me.
Tou Xiaobin, your Zhou family is already in this state. Why are you still targeting me? Can't you spend this time managing your own family's affairs?
Tang Kingman, I'm going to mess with you. Feel my wrath. My Zhou family has gone bankrupt. I just needed to find a place to vent. Beg me quickly. Beg me to really torment you.
For saying that, you deserve to die.
Little brat! Just wait. I'm calling the City Lord right now. I'll have him invest the 10 billion of the Tang family and now transfer it into Tang Yong's account.
Really?
From now on, Tang Yong is the head of the Tang family, and you, along with Tang Qingmen, get out of the Tang family right now. Your whole family will be utterly poor.
No! This Tang group was founded by my mother. If it really gets destroyed in my hands, then I would really let my mother down.
Don't worry. That little sweetie Zhou Xiaobin can't get far. He can't get through to the City Lord's phone at all.
Ridiculous. My dad and the City Lord are good buddies. I even have his private number. How could I not get through to him?
You call.
Go ahead. But before you call Tang Qingmen, I want you to understand. After I make this call, when you kneel and beg me to actively torture you, it will be useless. After all, this world...
Why are you so wordy? Call if you're going to. If you're not calling, then...
Alright, kid. I'm calling this phone now. Tang Kingman, you remember this? What happens to you next is all due to this driver. Look, it's connected. Wait, I'll call again. Hello? Uncle City Lord, hung up again. Dad? What's wrong with the City Lord? Why does he keep hanging up on me? What's the reason?
Your City Lord might be busy with other matters. As the City Lord, he has a lot to handle every day. That's normal.
Ah. Is that the City Lord?
Right. That's your City Lord. He must know about our Zhou family's affairs. So he has come all this way to help us solve our problems.
City Lord...
Big Brother is very grateful. Knowing our Zhou family is in trouble, he came all the way, here late at night to help. Thank you so much.
You two, father and son, what are you doing here?
Uncle City Lord, since you're here, please do me a favor. Didn't I ask you before to help me invest the 20 billion in the Tang family? Please follow up quickly and directly transfer it into Tang Yong's account. As for Tang Qingmen, just leave her alone.
Brother, do you know the Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Hall? Put in a good word for us. Our Zhou family can't go bankrupt just like that.
Right.
Brother.
Chu Qizhen. You really raised a fine son. Do you know how much he has made me suffer? Just because I helped him. Go against Tang Kingman, President Tang. I offended the Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Hall. Now, you still want me to help you? I wish I could kill you, both.
Again, the Heavenly Dragon Hall.
No. This Tang Kingman, what ability does she have? That the Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Hall protects her like this? First, he made the Zhou family go bankrupt, and then made the City Lord terrified.
I remember when Divine Dr. Qin treated that child. Tang. He was so gentle. Could it be because of the Heavenly Dragon Hall?
No, Uncle City Lord. Why does the Heavenly Dragon Hall always help Tang Qingman? What's the reason?
What's the reason? Do I know? Chu Shoubin. From now on, don't call me uncle anymore. We have no relationship. Miss Tang, I am truly sorry. I really didn't know before that you have such a powerful connection with the Heavenly Dragon Hall. Please forgive me. Now then, I announce that I, as City Lord, and in the name of Miss Tang Kingman, will invest 100 billion into the Tang Group. From now on, anyone who goes against Miss Tang Kingman goes against me. As for Tang Yong and Liu Wanji, these two people, expel them from the Tang Group. The shares held by these two people are all held by Miss Tang Kingman. From now on, these two people will have no further relationship with the Tang family and Tang's company.
City Lord, please don't. Don't drive us out. Don't take away our shares. If we lose the shares, how can my son and I survive?
City Lord, please show mercy. From now on, we will follow Tang Qingman's lead. Please, give us a way out.
Shut up. You people offended the Palace Lord, not me. What I just said was only conveying the Palace Lord's orders. If you want to plead, go plead with the Palace Lord. Miss Tang, you've seen it all. I hope you can understand my difficulties as City Lord, and in front of the Palace Lord, put in a good word for me. From now on, if you ever need my help, just say the word. Don't hesitate. I promise to do my best. I'll get it done. Are you satisfied?
I don't even know. The so-called Palace Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Palace. Why would he help me so much? And from the moment Lin Yang entered the meeting room, he's been very calm. And he said he would definitely solve the funding problem. The Zhou family's bankruptcy. Even Zhou Xiaobin didn't know, but Lin Yang already knew. Could it be he is the Palace Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Palace? Lin Yang, I need to talk to you.
About what?
Who are you really? Are you the Palace Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Palace?
Me. The Palace Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Palace? Impossible. Look, 6 years ago, when you met me, I was a designated driver. When you found me a few days ago, I was also a designated driver. How could the Palace Lord of the Heavenly Dragon Palace be a designated driver? Oh, right. What was that? Heavenly Dragon Palace? What is it? I can't reveal my identity yet. If my sister's still alive, the foreign forces, if they find out, will definitely kidnap my sister to threaten me. Just wait a little longer. After I find my sister, I will tell you my true identity.
True. If you really are the Lord of the Dragon Palace, why would you work as a designated driver? And the Lord of the Dragon Palace must be a majestic and powerful presence. Yet, seem to fall short.
I'm not imposing enough.
Are you imposing at all?
If not, how could I always hit the bullseye?
Shut up! Don't talk dirty. Let's go. Drive. What are you waiting for? Drive.
Didn't you say you didn't want me to keep making dirty jokes?
I meant drive the car.
Oh, fine. I'll tell you a secret. Actually, I'm not only imposing and powerful, I am also the legendary 8 times a night man. And I can change into various positions.
What are you doing?
Driving.
Get out!
What are you laughing at?
I can't take this. Why? Our Big Joe family is gone just like that.
Son, the Dragon Palace. We can't afford to provoke. This villa. We can only stay one more night. Tomorrow, we move out.
No, Dad. I have to get even. Even if I die, I won't let this go.
How? Our Joe family, even at its peak, dared not resist the Dragon Palace at all, let alone now. We are already homeless dogs.
I don't care. I have to get even. Even if it costs me my life. I can't accept that our Joe family has gone like this.
All right, son. Do whatever you want. It can't get worse than it already is. Lord of the city, what brings you here?
Don't be angry, all of you. Today, I'm merely under the pressure of the Heavenly Dragon Hall. Had no choice.
City Lord, you and I have been brothers for so many years. I understand your difficulties today. But I'm not reconciled. Our entire Joe family is gone just like that.
Ah. The Joe family wants to regain its glory. But it's definitely impossible. However, if you want to seek revenge, I do have a way.
Please tell us, City Lord.
What's your plan?
This matter, although the Heavenly Dragon Hall intervened, at the root, it's still that Tang Qingmen. If you want to seek revenge, you just need to target this Tang Qingmen.
That's like saying nothing. Now it's because the Heavenly Dragon Hall intervened that we have no way to act against Tang Qingmen.
Son, listen to your Uncle City Lord finish speaking.
The Heavenly Dragon Hall is indeed powerful, but in recent years, a new force has also emerged. In our Huaxia. It can almost reach a level comparable to the Heavenly Dragon Hall. And I happen to know someone inside. I can introduce you to them, so they can help you get revenge. If they step in, Heavenly Dragon Hall, even if they want to protect this Tang Qingmen. They'll have to think twice. There's even a good chance they won't break ties over mere Tang Qingmen. With them.
Lord Mayor, are you talking about the Fengyun Pavilion?
That's right. The Fengyun Pavilion. And I happen to have some personal ties with its right protector. If you really want revenge, I can contact him right now.
Fine.
I'm so tired, messing around till late.
Thankfully, everything turned out well. Now, the Zhou family is wiped out. Your stepmother and that brother of yours have been kicked out too. So you can finally have some peace.
Finally, peace. But the mayor's office has invested another 100 billion. So we'll be busy for sure. But from now on, it's all good news. Tonight, let's celebrate properly.
That sounds good.
You take Tang Tang and take a bath first. While I cook something, then I'll get some champagne. And we'll...
No.
Why not?
Daddy, can we order takeout? Daddy, have you ever heard of black braised pork? Have you tried sweet stir-fried cabbage? And have you seen steamed fish with guts?
Tang Tang, shut up.
Dad, save me.
Seriously, is your cooking really that bad?
I've never been good at cooking. Last time I tried braised pork, I couldn't control the heat. And I mistook sugar for salt. Then for steamed fish, I forgot to clean the guts.
Enough. You take Tang Tang upstairs to bathe. I'll cook.
You can cook?
At least I won't mistake sugar for salt.
You wait. Shut up.
Dad's cooking is so delicious.
Really? Then let me have a taste too. It really is tasty. Lin Yang, how about from now on, you stay at home and cook for Tang Tang? I'll handle the company matters.
You mean you want me to be a house husband?
What, not okay?
It's not impossible. But what's the pay like?
1 month. I'll give you 200,000.
I'm not talking about that.
Then what are you talking about?
For example, warm, the bed.
Tang Tang is still here.
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. Mom and Dad, the teacher said eating too much at night will cause cavities, so I'll stop eating and go to bed now. Bye-bye.
This kid is so sensible. Honey, let me toast you again. Congratulations. You're now a billionaire heiress.
I really didn't expect. I feel like I'm dreaming. For so many years, Liu Wanqi and Tang Yong have been secretly causing me troubles. Now they have been kicked out of the Tang family. They will never trouble me again. I'm so happy. Today is really a memorable day. Come. Cheers.
Then I'll drink to keep you company. This little tolerance?
Wait a minute. Today, let's go to that room.
Okay.
Last night. Watched TV all night. The woman was beaten badly. It kept me awake. I'm so sleepy.
Baby, if you didn't sleep well last night, we can take a nap today.
Right. Baby, today during the day, just sleep well at home. Don't go anywhere, okay?
No. I have to go to kindergarten today. The school has a sports meet. I can't miss it. Dad, can you cook something delicious for me tonight?
Sure. What does Tang Tang want to eat? Daddy will make it for you.
I want BBQ, grilled oysters, meat skewers, grilled rice cakes.
Okay, no problem.
Just grill other stuff. Skip the grilled oysters. I want a good night's sleep tonight.
Mom won't allow it.
Honey, tonight, Dad will cook for you. Mom has to go to work now. You don't buy oysters, kidneys, or chives. Got it?
Do you have any news about my brother?
Reporting to the chief. We have mobilized all intelligence agents to search across Huago, but we haven't found any news about your brother.
Seems the Left Protector isn't trying hard. Our Fengyun Pavilion is the second largest organization in the world. Finding one person, how could it be impossible?
What do you mean? If you're so capable, why don't you search for him?
Such trivial matters should be left for people like you. I'm not like you, so useless. Only fit for such trivial tasks.
You!
Enough. Stop arguing, you two. Just do your own duties. Left Protector. Find him quickly. My brother is my only family in this world. No matter what, we must find him.
Yes, Chief. I will do my best to find him.
Remember? Alive, we want to see him. Dead, we want his body.
Yes.
Chief, the Left Protector's ability might no longer be suited for the role of Protector. Being her equal as Left and Right Protectors embarrasses me. Rather, demote her.
You may leave now. The Left Protector's ability, I know well. You don't need to say more.
Chief, what's wrong?
I heard that the City Lord of Haicheng contacted you recently. Remember that our Fengyun Pavilion is like the Tianlong Hall, established to maintain peace. We cannot bully the weak. If I find out, I will punish severely.
Yes, Pavilion Master. I understand. You can rest assured. The rules of Fengyun Pavilion are engraved in my mind. I won't do such a thing. You said that not bullying the weak means not bullying the weak. You are the Pavilion Master. You have plenty of money. You are wealthy enough to rival a country. But I am not, if I don't take on such jobs. Where would I earn money? But Lin Susu, you won't have a chance to counterattack. I've allied with Fengyun Pavilion, and most are ready to revolt. When the time comes, I will rebel with these people. Then, Lin Susu, you will have no escape. And I will be the lord of Fengyun Pavilion. That brother of yours might have died long ago. Don't you want to see your brother? Once I succeed in my revolt, I'll send you down to reunite with your dear brother. City Lord of Haicheng, right? Transfer the money to my account now, and I'll bring my men to Haicheng.
Brother, you've been missing for over a decade. Now, are you alive or dead? Brother, you are my only family in this world. And when I was a child, you were the kindest to me. No matter what, I will find you.
Tang Tang, behave at kindergarten. Daddy will pick you up after school.
Then, Daddy, when you pick me up this afternoon, bring me my favorite sausage. Mom usually doesn't let Tang Tang eat it. She says it's unhealthy.
Daddy will bring it for you. Go now.
Bye, Daddy.
Juyin, what brings you here?
Boss, from our investigation, we found some clues about your sister.
What? Really? There's news? What is it? Tell me quickly. Is my sister still alive?
Boss, what I've found so far is not much. The only info is that after you and your sister got separated back then, she was reportedly adopted. When she grew a bit older, she was sent abroad.
Abroad?
Yes, boss. This info is reliable. It said that your sister was about 10 years old when she was sent abroad. Therefore, it's highly likely that your sister is still alive.
So she went abroad after all. No wonder. I've been searching, even in Haicheng, but never found her. Juyin, do everything you can. Search for her. No matter what, you must find her.
Don't worry, boss. I've already sent people abroad to look for her. Boss, Zhou Xiaobin and his men have been up to some tricks lately. Rumor has it, it's related to Fengyun Pavilion.
I didn't expect Zhou Xiaobin to have actually contacted Fengyun Pavilion.
It's said the city lord helped make the connection. Boss, do you need me to secretly take him out?
No need. This is Huaxia. It's a society governed by law. Don't go around killing people. If Zhou Xiaobin wants to play, I'll play along with him. A mere Fengyun Pavilion, in my eyes, is no different from Zhou Xiaobin back then. There's no difference at all.
President Tang, the Zhou family assets have all been prepared. They are now fully incorporated into our Tang family industries. Tang Corporation will become a super conglomerate in Haicheng. The Huaihei Pharmaceutical Group will hold a ceremony for you at the 7-star hotel in Haicheng this noon, formally announcing you as a North China agent of Huaihei Pharmaceutical Group. The City Lord's treasury of 100 billion yuan has been credited. Now, our project will proceed smoothly. As per the shareholders' request, we will hold a press conference to announce the launch of this project.
Okay. These matters, handle them for me.
Yes.
Right, Protector. Tang Kingman has been caught. Now, I can take her to the car anytime.
You know the address. Take her there. Everything follows Zhou Xiaobin's arrangements. That's the rule. However, Zhou Xiaobin wants to toy with her. Let him do as he pleases. If she dares to resist, you subdue her for me.
Yes.
Right, Protector. Please have some water. Right, Protector. I beg you this time to help us eliminate Lin Yang and Tang Kingman.
Yes. This Tang family rightfully belongs to my mother and me. I don't know how Tang Qingmen got so damn lucky to be under the protection of the Tianlong Hall and even kicked us out. My mother and I can't swallow this insult.
Less talk. Whatever I promise, I'll naturally do it. Lin Yang and Tang Kingman will only end up dead. As for the Tang family's assets, how to distribute them is between you and Zhou Xiaobin. I don't care.
Good, good. As long as Tang Qingmen and Lin Yang are dead, however we split with Zhou Xiao, it's better than the situation we're in now.
Yeah. With the right protector of Fengyun Pavilion stepping in, even the Heavenly Dragon Hall won't dare to interfere. No matter how good a fighter Lin Yang is, he absolutely cannot be a match for the mighty right protector. As for that woman Tang Qingmen, once she falls into Zhou Xiao's hands, today she will surely become Zhou Xiao's plaything.
Xu Xiao said he hates Tang Qingmen deeply. He wants to take Tang Qingmen and have his fun with her, making her suffer immensely, and eventually die from it. Yo, Lin Yang. You're back.
You two have already been kicked out of the Tang family. Why are you still here? Get the hell out of here.
Kicked out. We, mother and son, not only won't be kicked out, but this place will soon become our territory. Son, bring me your phone.
Here's the phone.
Lin Yang. Let me give you a good look at your wife Tang Qingmen, who is right now being toyed with by Zhou Xiao.
Tang Kingman, oh Tang Kingman. You still ended up in my hands.
Zhou Xiaobin, what do you want to do? Let me go.
What do you think I want to do? You've ruined my family. The entire Zhou family is gone. Do you think today, what will I do to you?
Zhou Xiaobin, you! Aren't you afraid of the Heavenly Dragon Hall?
Don't you try to scare me with the Heavenly Dragon Hall. I've invited the Fengyun Pavilion to intervene, even if the Heavenly Dragon Hall wants to protect you. But have you thought, would they, for you, risk offending the entire Fengyun Pavilion? The right protector of Fengyun Pavilion is at your home now. Once your husband returns, she will personally kill him. So, no one this time can come to save you. Don't hold any illusions. Just wait to be thoroughly played by me.
Even if I die, I won't let you have your way.
Die. You wish. Today, you are definitely gonna die. Along with that man Lin Yang, you will die together. However, I won't let you die so easily. I will play with you nicely, and then let others play with you too. Do you know? Today, to take care of you, I specially invited 100 male beggars over. They are now waiting outside. I want you to know what it means to want to live but can't, and want to die but can't. I just want to let those male beggars have a taste of the usually high and mighty CEO Tang Kingman to see what she is like. Additionally, I will also shoot a video. I want everyone in the world to see the other side of you, Tang Qingmen, what it really looks like.
Zhou Xiaobin. Lin Yang is far more powerful. Then you and that right protector you mentioned. He is now definitely on his way to save me.
You know that right protector? Alone can beat 100 people. Under her, Lin Yang definitely cannot survive. Even if Lin Yang could defeat the right protector, so what? From the Tang family to our Zhou villa is at least 50 kilometers. Even if he drives now, it takes at least 30 minutes. As for me, I will have you right now. Guards, take Tang Kingman and put her on the sofa. Tell the 100 beggars outside to get ready. After I'm done, let them come one by one. Tang Kingman, this time I won't waste any time. I will have you now.
Get away!
Tang Kingman, Lin Yang, a lousy driver, can sleep with you. So what if I slept with you? If you dare move, believe I'll kill you right now.
Chu Xiaobin, even if I die, I won't let you win. If Lin Yang is really going to be killed, I'd rather be insulted by Zhou Xiaobin and so many people than end it myself. Ah!
You woman, you dare to bite your tongue? I told you. Today I won't let you die so easily. Guards! Guards! Open Tang Kingman's mouth. Bite, Tang Kingman. Go on, bite. Let's see how you bite your tongue now. Today, if I don't make you fully conscious, suffer this inhuman torture, then my surname isn't Zhou. Tang Kingman, can you behave yourself? Since that's the case, don't blame me for being rude. I'll now whip you again and again. Let's see how long you last. I tell you, I don't care whether I sleep with you now. I've stopped caring. The only thing I care about now is how to torture you by any means. As long as I can make you wish you were dead. Tang Kingman, are you scared now? Do you know the more scared you are, the more excited I get?
Dare to touch my woman? This Tang Villa will be your grave.
Impossible. How could you defeat the right protector? And you absolutely could not have come so fast. Absolutely impossible to come so fast.
Just a mere Fengyun pavilion. Right protector. Killing her is like crushing an ant.
You are Lin Yang. The Zhou family spent a fortune to have me kill, and nobody like you. What a waste of talent. Die!
Impossible. The right protector can take on 100. Absolutely impossible to be killed by you. I know. It must be that you never went home. So you never met the right protector. I'll call now the right protector to come and kill you now. Uncle City Lord, quickly contact the right protector and have her come kill Lin Yang. The right protector is dead. How is that possible? The right protector? How could she die? Not only is the right protector dead, Tang Yong and Liu Wanxi were also killed. The right protector is dead. Killed by Lin Yang.
You and Tang Yong, Li Wanzi, I gave all of you a chance to live, but you repeatedly courted death. In that case, I'll kill you today, and your father to end the trouble forever.
No. Lin Yang, don't. This is my dad. You can't kill him. I'm telling you, my dad and the City Lord are sworn brothers. You killed him now. In the future, when the City Lord investigates, you'll have no way to survive.
Then watch. Whether I dare to kill your dad or not.
Dad! Lin Yang, you dare to kill my dad? I'll kill you!
Stop! Chu Shoubin. Lin Yang is very skilled. If you rush up now, you'll be courting death.
City Lord, he killed my dad. I must kill him to avenge my father.
I know. You want to avenge your father. But with your current ability, it's still far from enough. Lin Yang, do you know what it means to kill the right protector of Fengyun Pavilion? It means you've poked a hole in the sky. I have already told the Pavilion Master this news. Now, the Pavilion Master is on her way to Haicheng. The Pavilion Master is extremely powerful, capable of taking on 10,000 alone. It is said only the Lord of Tianlong Hall can match her. And you killed her right protector? When she comes to Haicheng, she will personally kill you to avenge her right protector. Just wait to die!
Lin Yang, this time you are completely without any way out. Now the Pavilion Master is coming to kill you in person, even if you have 3 heads and 6 arms. It is absolutely impossible to have any chance of survival. Dad, you died so tragically. But don't worry, the Pavilion Master has come in person. That Lin Yang will definitely die.
Are you okay?
Lin Yang, people from Fengyun Pavilion are already on their way. You need to go.
Go! Go where? Fengyun Pavilion's reach spans the globe. It's everywhere. As long as you're on this earth, even if you flee to the ends of the earth, they will drag you out, and then kill you.
Lin Yang, do you know? In this entire world, only the Heavenly Dragon Palace Master has any chance to escape from the palm of Fengyun Pavilion's master. But you, there is absolutely no way you can escape from her.
Lin Yang, go quickly! Go, go!
It's fine. Haven't you always wanted to ask who I really am? I'll tell you today. I am the Heavenly Dragon Palace Master. That mere Fengyun Pavilion Master, in my eyes, is nothing at all. Qingmin. I originally planned to reveal my identity after I found my sister, but the situation is urgent now, so I'll tell you first, to spare you from excessive worry.
No, Lin Yang. You say you're the Heavenly Dragon Palace Master? You really crack me up. Look at yourself. Do you look like the Heavenly Dragon Palace Master? How ridiculous. Uncle City Lord, have you ever heard of a Heavenly Dragon Palace Master who would stay in Haicheng for several consecutive years, just as a designated driver?
Absolutely impossible. His Highness the Palace Master, let alone being a driver, even if I offered him my City Lord position, he wouldn't care about it. So how could he be a driver?
I'm afraid. He heard that Fengyun Pavilion Master is acting, got scared, and that's why he's scared out of his wits. And talking nonsense, right?
I think so. People are only in extreme panic, and after a shock, they become incoherent, just trying to calm themselves down.
Lin Yang, stop talking nonsense. How could you possibly be the Heavenly Dragon Palace Master? I clearly know. that before you worked for several years as a designated driver. Please stop. I'm going to arrange a private jet for you. Let's leave Huaxia first and go abroad for a while. No matter how powerful they are, they can't find it 100% everywhere.
All right, honey. Don't worry. I really am the Lord of Tianlong Hall. Think about the previous times. Why did Dr. Qin help you? And who put pressure on the city lord? To your company, invest 100 billion? If I weren't the Lord of Tianlong Hall, then Tianlong Hall, why would they help you so much?
Greetings, Lord. Greetings, Lord.
Lord? He really is the Lord of Tianlong Hall.
Rise.
This can't be. He's just a chauffeur. How could he be the Lord of Tianlong Hall? And the Lord of Tianlong Hall, how could he be so young?
Lin Yang, you're really the Lord of Tianlong Hall?
Sister-in-law, your husband is the Lord of Tianlong Hall. The real deal. Boss, I have been protecting Princess Tang Tang. I heard the Master of Fengyun Pavilion is on his way to Haicheng, determined to avenge the right protector.
It's fine. Let him come.
Lin Yang, even if you're the Lord of Tianlong Hall, so what? I know, you are very powerful, but your Dragon Hall is already in the past. But the Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion is different, a new rising power. Although the outside world has been saying the Master of Phoenix Rhyme is slightly weaker than you, but rumors are just rumors. Under such a powerful Dragon Hall, Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion could still rise so quickly. This fully shows the Master of Phoenix Rhyme is stronger than you. When she arrives, she will still kill you.
Silence!
Juying, forget it. Since he thinks the Master of Phoenix Rhyme is 100 times stronger than me, I'll let him live a little longer. I want to let them see the Master of Phoenix Rhyme and I, who is actually stronger.
Yes, indeed. A mere Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion, before our Lord, is indeed nothing. The reason Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion could develop is simply that our Dragon Hall never regarded it as anything important.
The Master of Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion is here. The Master of Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion is here.
Greetings, Master.
I heard that our right protector was murdered in Haicheng.
Master? The one who killed the right protector is him.
Yes, Master. He even said he is the Lord of Dragon Hall. But from what I see, he's nothing special. Master, as long as you kill him today, to avenge the right protector, then from now on, your Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion will be the strongest force in the whole world.
Master, this person really seems to be the Lord of Dragon Hall. Standing beside him is Juying of Dragon Hall. The Lord has been missing all these years. It was Jue Ying who handled the affairs of Dragon Hall.
You are the Lord of Dragon Hall.
I am.
My Phoenix Rhyme Pavilion and Dragon Hall have always stayed out of each other's way. Today you're killing of my right protector. Won't you give me an explanation?
What explanation should I give you? Your right protector wanted to kill me and help them take revenge on my wife, so I killed her. Legally, that's self-defense. Why should I give her an explanation?
Lin Yang, you're spouting nonsense. This is the Master of Fengyun Pavilion. She is the highest law. Whatever she says goes. And you killed her people. So today, even if the King of Heaven comes, he can't save you.
Master of the Pavilion, I beg you, please kill him for me. As long as you kill him, no matter what benefits your Fengyun Pavilion wants, I'll do anything to give you. Even if it's my life, I'll give it to you.
Is that so? Then if I want your life, will you give it?
Yes, Master. You've taken my life. is my honor.
Then you... go to hell.
Master, why did you kill him?
I'm not only going to kill him, I'm also going to kill you.
Why?
When Fengyun Pavilion was founded, there was a rule. No bullying the weak. As a city lord, you colluded with a right protector to oppress ordinary people and deserve death.
No. No. Master, it's not like that. It's all because of the Zhou family. They begged me to contact the right protector. Actually, I was unwilling. Master, please spare me.
Stop talking and die. The Right Protector has recently been plotting treason, trying to kill me, and usurp the Pavilion Master's seat. Today she was killed, which is exactly what I wanted. Palace Master, the Right Protector of Fengyun Pavilion, though killed by you. She was at fault first, and deserved death. We are still grateful to you. And we must also apologize for disturbing you on behalf of Fengyun Pavilion.
The Master is wise and just.
Palace Master, my Fengyun Pavilion has no intention to offend the Dragon Palace. Let's stop here for today. I'll take my leave now. If there's an opportunity in the future, we can have a deeper talk.
Okay. Should we see the Master out?
Yes, please.
Master, wait. Master, I feel that the Palace Master and the person in this photo are so similar.
Not really. Forget it. Let's go.
Wait. Could the Master lend me the photo in your hand? For a look?
I'm sorry, Palace Master. This photo is my cherished possession. I can't just show it to anyone. Please forgive me.
No. It's like this. I feel that the person in this photo is so familiar to me. Just let me take a look. I won't damage it at all.
Then please take good care of it. Don't damage it.
Why do you have a photo of me as a child?
Palace Master, what are you saying? How could this be a photo of you as a child? Palace Master, you must have misread it. This is my brother's photo. Since I got separated from him, I only have this one photo left. For so many years, I have been looking for him.
Susu. Lin Susu. I am your brother. I am your brother. Lin Yang.
You? You are Lin Yang? You are my brother?
Right, Susu. Do you still remember those years when we were on the streets? One day, I went to the street to steal 2 buns for you. I told you to wait for me there. But when I came back, you were gone. I have been looking for you. All these years, I have been looking for you, Susu.
Brother, is it really you? I did go to find you, but I got lost, and I really couldn't find you. Who would have thought that this parting would be for so many years?
Susu, you have grown so big.
Brother, I finally found you.
Let's go home. Come here, Tang Tang.
Dad.
Here you go. The sausage you wanted.
Thank you, Dad.
Tang Tang, come to Auntie.
Auntie? Your auntie? Mom, what is an auntie?
An auntie is Dad's younger sister. Today, there is something very happy Dad finally found. After being separated for so many years. My own sister.
Yes, indeed. This is truly a very joyful thing. I have finally found my long-lost brother. And my brother also married such a beautiful sister-in-law and gave birth to such a cute little princess.
Let's go home. Tonight, let's drink a few more cups and get drunk together.
Drunk together.
Drunk together.